I love this book. It is
Thank you.
fantastic. I love the photos. I love the words. In fact, I really do like the picture. To paint a picture of this little girl, Rachael Dominica Ray. What was she like growing up?
My best friend was my grandpa and the Runzo boys. So I, as a child, was very much like a Sicilian man in my mid-70s. I smelled like sardines and garlic and pipe smoke. And
You weren't smoking a pipe.
No, but
Okay.
my grandpa was. And I loved the smell of his flannel shirt and the smell of his Italian tobacco. And he was my best friend. And my first day of school, I was miserable to leave him, and I had to put on my best shoes, my best dress. And I got home from school, and I was crying, and I was hysterical. And I said, the teacher took my book away because none of the children know how to read. Everybody made fun of me because I'm in a dress, and they're all in dungarees, AKA jeans for you.
Yeah.
And everybody made fun of me at lunch because my lunch smells because I had my sardine sandwich. I ate sardines on stale bread with onions was my favorite lunch.
Wow, nobody was trading with you, were they?
So I get home, I'm crying, I'm hysterical. And the more I cry, the more Grandpa laughs in my face. Like right in my face, like laughing hard. There he is, that's Emmanuel. I called that the blueberry chair, but those are roses. There's Grandpa. See his flannel shirt? So he just kept laughing at me, and the more I'd cried, the more he'd laugh, and then he started tickling me until I stopped crying and had started laughing and didn't realize it. I was doing that kid chokey thing.
Yeah. The ugly cry.
Yeah, the ugly cry. And he took off my shoes and put a cold cloth on my forehead, and he held my feet, and then he held my hands, and he made me count my fingers and my toes, and then he hit my forehead, and he said, "What's in here?" I said, "I have 10 toes, 10 fingers, and I have a brain." And he said, "Then what are you crying about?"
Oh.
Wouldn't you want to hang out with us?
Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? So you had your Grandpa Emmanuel and also your mom Elsa.
My
who,
mama.
Who I got to meet.
Yeah, my mom, there's us cooking at the cabin. She was told in high school, she was top of her class, she was told she could be a secretary or a wife. Those were her job options. There's us at my wedding. And Mama ended up running a whole chain of restaurants. She was a real forerunner. And she has 3 kids, but she didn't trust other people with her children. So we all spent a lot of time and were child labor, but well before we had working papers. Well before we had working papers. But Mama was comfortable in the kitchen because she was one of 10 children, the firstborn. And my grandpa was the family cook as well as a stonemason. So it was her job as the firstborn to be in the kitchen with him. So I think that my sense of security is rooted in food because that's where I always was, on her hip and with Grandpa.
Yeah, that's beautiful.